Hello friends, this is from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I'm a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Today's video, I have got so many requests for this particular video because a lot of people talk about this topic, but very few know about this. So what is this? I'll share everything with you, but before that, a request. If you have not subscribed to the channel so far, please consider subscribing. We talk a lot about Canadian immigration news, update, tips and tricks on this channel. If you like the video, share it with your family and friends, and please press the bell icon so that this video comes to you immediately when we upload. So without further delay, let's get started on today's very important topic, which is what is PNP? Yes, what is PNP? So many people talk about it. It's the kind of the important keyword today or buzzword, but very few people know about what is PNP. So we'll talk about what is PNP, and another question comes, when we bring you here to Canada on a PNP, can you move out of the province after getting PNP? So these are two important questions we are going to answer, explaining you what is PNP and can you move out of the province after getting PNP as per Canadian law. So let's get started, and to understand this better, let me explain you the categories, the immigration categories. So when we talk about immigration categories, it do not include study visa or it do not include visitor visa, super visa. That is different. That is even worker visa, right? So all these are temporary residents. So what immigration categories includes is, immigration categories are basically four types. So first of all, the first category is economic immigration category. The second category is called family immigration category. Under family immigration, if you sponsor your parents, your spouse, your kids, your brother and sisters, all these come under family immigration. And other category, which is a very big category, which is also called refugee category. The last category, which is in short, in easy way, it's called HNC. But HNC, the complete name is humanitarian and compassionate ground. So HNC category. But today I am going to talk about only from the economic category. Under the economic category, as I said, economic category can be divided into basically federal and provincial category, and lastly into the cubic category. So federal, which is all across Canada, provincial, which is particularly for a particular province, and cubic, although cubic is also one of the province. Canada has 10 provinces and 3 territories. Quebec is one of the province, but Quebec laws are little different. Quebec has its own immigration categories. So that is why I have put a separate category. So federal, provincial and Quebec category. These are the 3 categories. Now coming on to the federal categories, and under federal categories, the famous one is express entry. And I have many videos on this. Then you have pilot category, which is nanny program, home child care, home support worker, rural and northern immigration program, agri-food pilot. I have videos on all these topics. And AIP is Atlantic Immigration Program. I have video 2 on this. So Atlantic Immigration Program was a pilot. It has become a full-fledged program. And then we have SUV, which is startup visa, not the one which you drive. So SUV, startup visa, and the other last one is self-employed. But what I'm going to talk about is provincial, not the federal ones. So I'm not going to talk about Quebec, I'm not going to talk about the federal, I'm going to talk about provincial. Provincial PNP. What is the meaning of PNP? So what is PNP? That's a question. PNP is Provincial Nominee Program. And what happens is, as I said, provinces, all provinces can participate in this. Only 2 exceptions are there, and those exceptions are Nunavut and Quebec. Quebec because Quebec has its own laws, and Nunavut, they don't have any kind of PNP program. So even territories also are called the PNP, although they are territories, but they still run the PNP program. So this gives the power to provinces to select the individuals. And two exceptions I have already mentioned, Nunavut and Quebec, and then Quebec because it has its own program. So this is kind of the quick understanding of the PNP. If you look into the PNP program, you can divide any province which runs a PNP, you can divide basically them into three categories. The first category, which is called express entry linked. What is express entry linked? So province has its own express entry category, but for that you need to have a profile into the federal express entry. So express entry linked. The second one is expression of interest. So expression of interest, you explicitly do the expression of interest and you do not need a profile in the federal express entry. And even the provinces also run their own pilot programs. So that is the last category. So these are the three broader categories. Each province has its own category, own names, own matrices. Matrices means selection factors, how they select the individual, own scoring methods. So each province has its own programs, own selection methods, own criteria, but these are the broad divisions under the PNP. Now, what is the purpose of PNP? So purpose of PNP, the first and the foremost purpose is because earlier what used to happen is anybody who is taking an immigration is coming either to Ontario or to BC or to Quebec. So rest provinces do not get their fair share and they do not get the amount of economic development which is required. So benefits of immigration do not go to these provinces. That is why to get the fair share, this PNP program was designed. So this gives the province the power to design their own programs. So as per their own needs, they can design the program. They can select the individual as per their requirements. And they can manage their own applications. So lastly, they can also conduct their own draws. Like BC conducts the draw every Tuesday. Like Prince Edward Island, they already have a schedule. They tell you beforehand when they are doing the draw. So they can conduct their draws. And when they can also have the power to nominate an individual. This nomination gives you 600 CRS points. So this is the purpose of PNP and why people go for PNP. What is the so important factor which kind of propels people to PNP? The main reason why I think people go for PNP is because they are not able to qualify under express entry. Because you need 67 points to qualify in the express entry, to make a profile into the express entry. If you do not have the 67 points, you cannot even make a profile into the express entry. That's one. The second thing is, if you are able to make a profile into the express entry, so your CRS score is low. Because right now the score is around 496, 500. So you may be having a lower score, around say 320, 350. So low CRS score is another reason why people go towards PNP. So easy eligibility and lower knocks are allowed. See, in express entry, knock O, A, B is allowed. Whereas in PNP, knock C, knock Ds are also allowed. So easy eligibility and lower knocks allowed. This is also one of the reasons why people go towards PNP. Some people have connection to the province. They may have some relative or somebody close to their family living over there and they want to stay in that province only. So that is why they do the PNP. Example of Manitoba. Manitoba gives you additional points when you have relatives in that point, in that province, and they do the negative marking if it is other way around. So connection to the province, and some people have job which is more suitable to a particular province. Example, Alberta. Alberta is known for its oil and natural gas resources. So somebody who is into a natural gas or oil field will like to go to Alberta. So that's just an example, right? This is the reason why people go for PNPs. Now, important question, and please watch till very end. It's a very, very important question, and I'm answering from the law perspective. So after you get a PNP, you come here and you get a PNP, then sometimes people ask this question, can we move out of this province? Well, the law is little bit ambiguous in this, but let me explain you. So province has the power to revoke your PR. They can revoke your PR. They can, not just the PR can be revoked, you can be banned for 5 years for misrepresentation. What kind of misrepresentation? So the misrepresentation is that you have not shown your intention to live and work in the province which has nominated you. So intention is one of the keywords which you need to be aware of. So what happens? People talk about also about mobility rights. What is mobility rights? So Canada has a charter of rights and freedoms. So that charter of rights and freedoms gives you number of rights. So out of these number of rights, section 6 of Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom talks about mobility rights. In short, it means anybody who is a Canadian citizen or a PR card holder has a right to live and work and have their residence anywhere in any province they like. So then you will say, that means I can move out. No. This charter, this particular right can be override in cases of certain emergencies, in cases of PNP categories. This right can be overwritten. So this is as per the Charter of Rights and Freedom, Mobility Rights, section 6. Now question is, will you stick forever in that province? Can you never move out? Well, you can move out, but let me try to explain you some things. So what happens when you come to Canada as a PR? When you come to Canada as a PR, you will get an immigrant visa, one single entry immigrant visa. So you come here on the airport, whichever airport you select, you land. Then once you land, that point is called point of entry, POE, point of entry. And when you land, you will get a COPR. What is COPR? COPR is a confirmation of permanent residence. So COPR is a written document. It's a one-page kind of document, and you need to keep in this document in the safe custody till the time you get citizenship. Don't throw it away. So this COPR is dated and signed by immigration officer. So when you land, immigration officer will ask you number of questions. He will also ask you, what is your plan? Now that you have, after you exit the airport, what is your plan? What do you want to do? So you will tell him, you know what? Alberta has nominated me, but I do not want to stay in Alberta. I will go to Toronto. Guess what? What will happen? He will revoke your PR and send you back to the home country. Yes, he has the power. He has the power to do that. So when he is asking you the plan, you try to make all possible effort to settle in the province which has nominated you, if you are coming on a PNP. If you are coming on a PNP, try to make all possible effort to settle in the province which has nominated you. And once you get a PR card, so you enter the point of entry and you get COPR. You do not get PR card at that time. PR card will come to you after say 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It will come to the address which you have notified, so to the officer, and then PR card will come to you. So some people, what they tend to do is that immediately they get the PR card, they move, which is totally wrong. Do not do that. I am strongly saying you do not do that. Try to find the job in the province which has nominated you. Try to make your efforts to settle in the province. Give some time. Try to use the settlement agencies. Every province, every territory has settlement agencies. Government agencies, many government agencies. Use the settlement agencies, use government agencies, and try to get job, try to settle down in that province, right? Try to show your intention. Try to show, you should have the records that you have either purchased a house or you have taken a house on lease, right? You are paying the utility bills, you have got the health card, you have got the driving license from that province, you have made various government IDs from that province. So you have to show that intention. If that intention is missing, high chances you will be sent back home. So you have to keep that records. And say after 1 or 2 years, even after all your efforts, you are not getting a job, go to the government agencies, inform them that, I have been trying for so long, I am not getting a job which is suitable for me. So, whereas I am getting a job elsewhere in different province, tell them there is no harm, right? So, if you prove that you have done your proper efforts, and then you can now move out of the province. So, this is the proper way. So, there is no one size fits all, right? So, immigration is a very diverse field. There is not like something, it's not that this is suitable to you will be suitable to other person. So, same is the case with the PNP programs. One PNP program may be very suitable to you. It may be that you are from a tech field. So, that program may be, for example, Alberta Tech program or program of BC Tech program. That may be suitable to a tech person, but it may not be suitable to other persons. So there is no one size fits all. If you want to discuss your profile, if you want to discuss your case, you can have an appointment with us. Our office is in Brampton. Email ID, phone numbers, everything is provided right here with you. Very important thing. If you have not subscribed to the channel so far, please consider subscribing, and thank you very much for watching the video. Thanks.